Okay, welcome to the preview for Kembla Grange Race 8 on Thursday. This is a 1500 metre maiden, $22,000 purse. As we say, run over the 1500 metres. We've got one black booker in this race, which is Ship Harbour. It comes into this race rather well placed as far as we're concerned. The horse is fourth up from a spell. He's by Street Cry out of a Danzig mare, Lake Charlotte. I'm just going to take you and have a quick look at the pedigree of this horse, which is rather interesting. As you know, we pay a lot of attention here to pedigrees at starpunt.com. Now, as I said, he's by Street Cry out of Danzig mare, Lake Charlotte. Now, Lake Charlotte was an Australian-raced daughter of Danzig who was trained by Lee Friedman. She won 5 from 16. She won 100,000 in purses, but the more interestingly, if we go back and have a look at the second dam of this horse, Ship Harbour, here's a pedigree for Lake Charlotte by Danzig out of an Alidar mare, Quinpool. Now, if we go back and have a look at Quinpool, we can see she ran third in the Kentucky Oaks at Group 1 level. So she was pretty handy mare herself, and she was always going to get good horses. She won 3 from 11 on the track. And then if we go back even further, we will see her dam, Swan Song, was a top-class mare. She was a Group 3 winner at 3. She won numerous races at 4. She was Group 3 winner at 5, and she was Group 1 placed at 5 too in the top flight, and also placed in the Group 2 long hook. Pretty strong American form that. She won 18 from 36 in total. So this horse, Ship Harbour, comes from a good family, as you would expect, being a Darley horse. John O'Shea's now got the Darley chain. There's not a lot of pace in this race. The run that we're going to have a look at is we're going to go back and have a look at the second at Hawkesbury on the 10th of April. That's the run to go on. She was first up from a spell that day. Or he was first up from a spell that day. He finished second in that race behind a Smart Fastnet Rock horse in Organisms. There's a winner of Organisms. Ship Harbour was beaten 1.5 lengths, as you can see. There was a good margin of another 2.3 or 3.8 back to third, and very big spaces back through the field. Now, if we go and have a look at the winner of the race, it's a 3-year-old gelding by Fastnet Rock. Lightly raced, only had 2 starts, so good scope for improvement by Fastnet Rock out of a USA bred mare. So we'll take that on merit that it was pretty good form from the winner. Now, if we go back and have a look at the horse who ran third in the race, no ifs or buts. No ifs or buts there, running third. We can see the start before it was only beaten 0.4 of a length over 1,300 metres behind Red Jubawi for a 25k purse. Came out since and won a trial at Gosford and ran second at Musselbrook. Now, the further we go back in this form, if we go back to 4th, Limousine was beaten 11.6 lengths, as we can see there, behind Organisms in Ship Harbour. Start prior was only beaten 4.2 at Scone, 7.9 at Kembla. At Blight, this was on a wet track, but still, there's a lot to like about the form out of this. If we go back to the horse that finished 5th, Venzano. Here's Venzano here, beaten 12.2 lengths, or 8 and a bit lengths off Ship Harbour. So if we go back and have a look at Venzano, came out next start and ran second to Man of Colours, third to Al Sarastro, third to Emerald City, and second to Turf Speedy. So what we can see here is consistent form references out of this race that suggest the winner was Smart, being a lightly raced Fastnet Rock gelding, and Ship Harbour's well above average with the spaces that he put in the rest of the fields back to 3rd, 4th and 5th. Now, at his next start, he stepped up in class and went to Canterbury on a slow track. I'm going to show you something about that run in a second. Finished 6th of 7th, forget the run. Then went to Kembla, finished 11th of 14th, forget the run, but was only beaten 4.6 lengths. The run at Kembla Grange is what we're going to have a look at. I mean, the run at Canterbury is what we'll have a look at first. It was stated by Peter Snowden. Horse hung in during the race. Rider stated, rider steadied. Instructions were to be forward. Expected to settle behind leaders. Added rode mount early to cross, but when came apparent he was caught wide, elected to restrain and take up the position closer to the rails. So he was actually tried to go forward and then at the end of the day got caught wide, so I had to go back to near last in the small field, finishing 6 of 7, beating 4.5. The next start, where he's beaten 4.5 at Kembla, you can see began awkwardly. Rider stated Mount travelled well in a forward position, was able to obtain easy sectionals, however responded only fairly in the straight and failed to run on. We're going to forgive the horse for that one bad run. It's obviously something's gone wrong there, but at the end of the day, going on that first up effort, you can see the horse has got major scope for improvement, stretching out this sort of trip. Bred to get it. Second dam being third in a Kentucky Oaks, and the third dam being pretty much top class with all that sort of form around it. Now, the other chances in the race, if we have a look around, so we've got this horse Ship Harbour on a rating scale rated a natural 4.50 chance, suggesting it's about 3.5 to 4 lengths above the par required to win this race. We'll put that into a market set to 100% in a minute. If we go back and have a look at the number one in the race, Kismet, it's by Sebring out of Val de Merceda. We've given it a minor chance in the race. If we go and have a look at the breeding of Kismet here, you'll see it's a 3/4 relation to Sir Hallowell, who's a more than ready Group 1 performed horse out of the same dam. Now, Sebring being a son of More Than Ready makes it a 3/4 to it. We've got to keep a close watch on it, but at the end of the day, the only decent form that horse has produced is 2nd of 6 in a pretty average race at Gosford last time out over 1100. Yes, it's stepping up in trip. Yes, it's second up from a spell. Yes, it's got scope for improvement. We'd put it on about the $11.50 line, while we've got Ship Harbour at 4.50. The only other one that we're really concerned about is a little bit further down, being the 9 Anantha. Now, this one's rather well bred. It's by Hassanay out of a Danehill mare, Dane Tana. What we need to take note of there is, if we go and have a quick look at the horse's breeding, you can see it is closely related to a couple of very smart horses, which I'm about to pull up now. If we go and have a look at the pedigree, you can see Dane Tana, the dam of this horse, is a daughter of Gitana, the marauding mare. I'll just make that a little bit bigger so that we can see it better. And that traces back to the family of Fastnet Rock, none other. So this one, the dam's a 3/4 sister to Fastnet Rock by Hassanay out of a 3/4 to Fastnet Rock. So we just want to keep a slight watch on that horse. It did finish second at Kembla Grange last time out. We've got it rated at the 7.00 mark. So we've got Ship Harbour rated 4.50, Anantha rated 7.00, and Kismet rated 11.50. Realistically, in a market set to 100%, taking into account the other prices in the race, Ship Harbour, we're happy to take anything better than 3.3 or 3.4. Anantha really comes in as about a 5.50 chance, and Kismet should be rated around the 8.50 mark. They're the top 3 chances in the race. Ship Harbour, number 3, does look very hard to beat here, and as a black booker, is one of the better bets on the card at Kembla Grange for the day. Thanks a lot.